Don Lemon says he might run for president. Please do it.
I know people are going to think I'm crazy. This is going to be the headline and people are going to laugh about it. I think I could be president of the United States. I could definitely run this country better than Donald Trump.
Do you think you might ever run for office? Oh, boy. That is a long pause, Don.
I hear that all the time. First, I hear...
All right, so I need to talk to you about 2028. And I know, we're not even there yet. But here's the thing. The coalitions that got Trump elected, they're already falling apart. And the Democrat Party, they're still blaming us. And right now, behind the scenes, the weirdest collection of people you've ever seen are positioning themselves to run for president. I'm talking Tucker Carlson, Rand Paul, Anthony Scaramucci, and Don Lemon. Ew. I'm not making that up. Don Lemon said on this video that he thinks he could be president. But here's what nobody's talking about. There is a lane wide open in 2028 that could win the whole thing. And the person who's supposed to be standing in it, JD Vance, he's nowhere near it anymore. Keep that in the back of your mind.
I hate having to say this right now, but I've never lied to you and I won't start. So let's just be out with it. 2028 is without question going to be the single most bananas, total and complete batshit crazy election cycle of our lifetimes. That's just a bona fide matter of fact. There are so many different competing factions, so many different camps. So much has happened to both the Democrat and Republican Party. Populist movements, but within both parties, atomizational movements within both parties, pro-Israel, anti-Israel, pro-Palestine, pro-interventionalists, anti-interventionalists, nativists. I mean, like America first, America last, America like shouldn't exist. You know, all of it. And the factions like spin just utterly wildly. And some of them have Venn diagram crossovers with each other, the alliances that could be formed. I mean, we're slowly but surely spiraling towards what looks a lot less like a two-party system and a lot more like a parliamentary system where you have smaller camps that align with each other. And that's kind of what MAGA was, frankly, with RFK and Tulsi and Joe Kent. And this is sort of like, you know, that's sort of getting ripped apart at the seams. I guess we'll see what happens next.
I think Benny Johnson is right here. Think about the Republican Party right now. You've got the MAGA populists, you've got the traditional free market conservatives, you've got the Christian nationalists, you've got the anti-war libertarian wing, you've also got the neocons who've never left. And these people agree on almost nothing except that they are not Democrats. And on the Democrat side, it's the same mess. Progressive left, centrist establishment, anti-Israel youth vote, that isn't going away, by the way. Labor movement that's pulling one direction while tech money pulls the other. Now, normally, this doesn't really matter because a two-party system forces everyone to pick a side and shut up, frankly. But what Benny Johnson is saying, and I think he's onto something, is that 2028 is the election where the Sims finally rip. Because the thing that held MAGA together was Trump. And Trump won't be on the ballot.
But those coalitions are tough to keep together. And so 2028 is going to be just wild. It's going to be like where everything just bursts forth. You can see how the central planning of the Republican Party got destroyed by Trump. The central planning of the Democrat Party got destroyed by Biden and Kamala. Everybody saw what garbage that was. And so everyone's pissed and maybe looking for new blood. New blood, same as the old blood. Rand Paul, let's just start with like right away. Who's announced for president? He says he's like 50-50. Says like
With
for sure, he's like
2028 just around the corner, Senator Rand Paul
probably is going to be running. He says,
ruling anything out.
There was recently a headline in the Washington Examiner, Rand Paul sounds like he's running for president.
Yeah, I don't know yet. So maybe they know something I don't know. We're thinking about it, and I would say 50-50. We'll make a decision after the election, but I'm not going to do it just to do it. It would be, one, because we need to have a free market wing. We need to have a free trade wing of the party who's not eager for war and tries to at least explore diplomacy as an option to war.
so Rand Paul is clearly going to be running as an anti-war candidate, anti-interventionalist candidate. Now, he's already ran against Donald Trump. Trump did eviscerate him. It was really funny, classic Trump. But I like Rand. I mean, listen, I'm a fan of Rand Paul. He's on the show all the time. But when it comes to 2028, I guess you are setting up with President Trump engaging really aggressively from a interventionalist standpoint with Maduro and Cuba, it looks like, and with Iran. It definitely does open up a wing for a non-interventionalist candidate.
Appearance,
Here's what
short,
happened last
tall,
time.
fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? Would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you.
Funny. It's funny. It's just classic Trump. It's funny, whatever you think about it. Rand Paul, when asked if he would support JD Vance in 2028.
But also interesting was, so did Marco Rubio, who in that article in Vanity Fair said that if JD Vance runs, he'll be the nominee and I'll be one of the first to support him. I know it's early. What do you make of this? Is JD Vance the heir apparent here?
I think there needs to be representatives in the Republican Party who still believe international trade is good, who still believe in free market capitalism, who still believe in low taxes. See, it used to separate conservatives and liberals. That conservatives thought.
So Rand Paul saying, getting asked, would you support JD Vance? And he just flatly says no.
No.
All right, so Rand Paul is positioning himself as the anti-war candidate. Free markets, free trade, no more foreign entanglements. And on paper, that looks like a niche play. Like, okay, Rand, good luck with your 4%. But here's why I think it's smarter than it sounds, because that lane, the fix home before you fix the world lane, is actually the lane Trump ran on in 2016. And it's the lane JD Vance literally wrote a book about. Hillbilly Elegy, remember? And I'm sure JD's hating it right now. Trump's now doing interventionist-looking things, saber-rattling at Iran, going aggressive on Cuba and Venezuela. And the guy who wrote the book about forgotten Americans has to defend the exact thing the book argued against. Even though personally, I think America as a hegemony really can't not be an interventionist to maintain the lifestyle it enjoys. It's just that people don't know it. And the Trump administration, I'm not sure if they're being strategic, but they're not really explaining it really well either. Now, can Rand Paul actually win? I don't think so. Trump destroyed him last time. I don't see much charisma in him at all. I'm thinking, how about Marco Rubio? I know he attended the Forum party back in the day and whatever, but so what? He reassures me, honestly, every time I watch him speak. Honestly.
Okay, Senator Rand Paul.
Okay.
Thank you.
So absolutely not, says Rand Paul. I guess we'll see. Republican Party nominee in 2028. JD Vance's chances are kind of slipping here. Marco Rubio's have gone up. You have Tucker Carlson in there. Ron DeSantis as well. President Trump says that Ron DeSantis could serve in his cabinet and that he'd like to have DeSantis entering the cabinet. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens there. Obviously, Tucker Carlson has been floated as a presidential contender including in 2016 and in 2020 and in 2024, there were little rumblings about Tucker potentially running as a presidential candidate.
The Republican Party.
But now Glenn Greenwald is going on large podcasts and saying, I am absolutely predicting that Tucker Carlson will be running because there's a wide open lane for a populist candidate, an anti-Israel candidate.
To run for president.
I think it could happen.
This is my hope. I mean, like the Republican Party, there's going to be a major candidate. I am certain. I hope it's Tucker.
Really?
I
think it could happen.
This is my hope. I mean, Tucker's a good friend of mine. I don't exploit my friendship to like pressure him to run for president. And he's adamant that he won't, publicly. And even, if you talk to him and try and exploit it, he'll kind of like laugh. But, stranger things have happened. But anyway, I hope it's him. But even if it's not him, there'll be like a Thomas Massey figure, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't know who runs on a real America first, like returns to America first and says like, hey, remember this? Like, we're not supposed to fight wars for our foreign countries. We're not supposed to send billions of dollars out of our communities in the Midwest that have been deindustrialized and overrun with with addiction and suicide and depression and people having to work 3 jobs, not being able to buy homes until they're 40 or start families until they're 40 and maybe having 1 kid because that's all they can afford. And both parents work outside the house. Like, until that's fixed, we shouldn't be sending billions of dollars to Ukraine or Israel, paying for their army, paying for their society. That is going to resonate among a huge number of Republican Party voters, especially the young voters. That
he's right. This was the Trump message. This was the JD Vance message. The guy wrote Hillbilly Elegy. This is the exact book that he wrote. And so, I guess if you can get off message and off mission.
Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I like them. And why not Tucker? Zelensky in Ukraine was literally a comedian, right? He won in a landslide. Tucker has the audience. He has the name recognition. He has a worldview that millions of people already subscribe to, even young people. And here's the part I think that matters most. Glenn Greenwald, who knows Tucker personally, is out here publicly building the runway. When your influential friend starts doing that, it's not nothing. But I want to be careful here. Tucker himself has said no repeatedly, even though I definitely think he's flirting with the idea. That's just my gut feeling. And he's very likable. As long as he doesn't embrace the Sharia law, I really don't mind. So I'm not going to tell you he's definitely running because I don't know. But what I will tell you is that the conditions for it have never been better. Anti-war energy, populist frustration, a Republican field that's splitting 6 ways. If Tucker ever was going to do it, 2028 is when. He's 56 now. He's got the nuclear family that's functioning. So he'll be 58 in 2028. It's kind of perfect.
And get tied up in, what does George Washington say, foreign entanglements, and that'll be the death of you. It's the death of most, actually, political movements in our country, unfortunately. It's too bad. And the inability to get involved in the non-interventionist stance of like a John F. Kennedy gets him killed. Yeah? That's exactly, of course, what happened. I'm running for president of the United States in 2028. It says Anthony Scaramucci. I'm aware of what happened last time I worked at the White House, and now you should join me.
I thought about doing this at the Capitol steps.
What the hell is this?
I thought about doing this.
He's like, here,
at Cape Canaveral, where we're launching
stupid
our astronauts to the moon, but we're going to do it right here in our offices. I'm announcing my candidacy for the presidency, Mooch 2028, and it's a red hat, so I'll let you know.
Benny looks disgusted.
What party nomination I'm running.
Okay, all right. Didn't even crack 1,000 reposts. Okay. Loser. Don Lemon says he might run for president. Please Please do it.
I know people are going to think I'm crazy. This is going to be the headline and people are going to laugh about it. I think I could be president of the United States. I could definitely run this country better than Donald Trump.
Do you think you might ever run for office? Oh, boy. That is a long pause, Don.
Benny Johnson looks so stressed out.
I hear that all the time. First, I hear, I don't want to ruin my life. Why would I invite that sort of even more criticism and whatever? Why would I want to ruin my life with people digging into, everything about me and campaign ads, putting everything that I've ever said that's deemed controversial. I've never said that I was going to grab anybody by the pussy, right? So
that doesn't surprise me, Don, but
I've never said that a woman had blood coming out of her wherever. But also, I'm not a white man. And the rules are different for me.
You're married to one.
And so just like the rules, I believe, sadly, are different for women. They're different for Hillary Clinton, for Nikki Haley. They're different for Kamala Harris. They're different for Alex Wagner. And white men get away with way more than, women or black people or any minority. So do I ever think about it? Yes. Could it happen? Yeah, it could happen. If the opportunity presented itself, the right opportunity presented itself.
Okay, could we have Don Lemon? I could be president of the United States. Could we have Don Lemon versus Tucker Carlson for president with Rand Paul as vice president?
See? Don Lemon belongs in prison.
Lemon Scaramucci ticket. Goodness gracious. Don Lemon sentenced to prison? There's a 10% chance. Don Lemon currently facing prison time. Storming a church in Minneapolis. Just a reminder that Tucker Carlson did, in fact, say that he doesn't want to run for president. He did. And there's a specific reason that he wants to run for president.
Okay, I'm not going to be mean about Scaramucci because the numbers did that for me. But Don Lemon, let's talk about him. Don Lemon's self-confessed self-identity is a victimized non-white man who happens to be married to a white man. I mean, please, the guy is a multimillionaire. I mean, if that's how he sees himself, we don't need him as the president. It's embarrassing. And he belongs in jail. Don Lemon has been charged with 2 federal civil rights crimes, one being conspiracy to deprive rights, and 2 being interfering with the First Amendment right to practice religion in Minnesota. So, no, thank you.
And I'll let Tucker explain here on Piers Morgan Show. It's just going to be wild. 2028 is going to be wild.
As for Ted Cruz, he says he's running against me for president. I almost want to run for president just to debate Ted Cruz, because I think it would go about the way it went last time. And for my part, I deeply enjoyed it, which is why I've never tweeted about it, because I just keep that little spark of joy inside me for rainy days. And I think about that conversation and smile. I would run for Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. I'd run for Pope. I'd run for head of the library board. I would run for anything for the opportunity to do that and watch Ted Cruz, and it appeals to the mean part of me, I think. All you need to do with Ted Cruz, another Harvard graduate. All the dumbest people went to Harvard. That's a talking point, but it's actually real. Ted Cruz went to Harvard. Bill Ackman, who's like a moron, went to Harvard. And Ben Shapiro went to Harvard. Anyway, if he's like this famously brilliant guy, silver-tongued Ted Cruz, he's going to be on the Supreme Court. You ask him the simplest question possible. I'm only capable of dumb questions because I'm not a genius. Like, what's the population of Iran? What Bible verse are you talking about? Dumb stuff. He can't answer any of it. Like, nothing. And that to me was like amazing. It wasn't like I went in there with hyper complicated questions. I'm a really well-experienced interviewer. I'm going to trip you up with my sophistry. It was like, hey, Ted, who lives in Iran? No clue. And he's calling for its overthrow. So I imagine we'd have more fun like that, and I would stop anything I was doing to have more of that because I just loved it.
Now, here's what. So, the coalition needs a new center of gravity in 2028. Who is it? So who holds it together? Is it Vance? Please comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. America tends to pick a trusted outsider like Trump when it is angry. And America now is very, very angry.